Hello aspirants, I welcome you all on the YouTube channel of ANALYST IAS. Our today's topic for topic Decodified discussion is the famous Chinese spy balloon. We will see why in news, what is a spy balloon, then we will see history of spy balloons used in the world. After that we will see the current uses of these balloons, other surveillance techniques except these balloons. After that we will see effect of this particular incidents on the US-China relations. After that we will come to our today's prelims practice question, the mains practice question as well. Here in this image you can see that the US Army is basically collecting the debris from the spy balloon from the Atlantic Ocean. Why in news, the United States shot down a Chinese surveillance balloon that has been spotted over the US space for a couple of days. Now what is a spy balloon? High altitude, these are basically high altitude surveillance balloons. Now they are helium filled balloons and there are solar panels which will provide power. After that, instruments can include cameras, radars, sensors and communication equipments. These are cheaper than the satellites. Moreover, they can be controlled easily by upward and downward movement, as they will catch different air streams and then they can basically go into their direction. Now how high do they fly? Surveillance balloons basically fly between 24 km to 37 km. Then there are fighter aircraft which fly at around 20 km. Commercial airlines fly at around 12 km. Now we will see the historical background. Spy balloons are not modern military technology. These balloons have been used since the Battle of Fleurus in the 18th century, although they were more prevalent during World War II. The Japanese have already launched tens of thousands of bomb-carrying hydrogen balloons. USA high-altitude balloons were employed by the American military to spy the Soviet Union after the war. According to official records, the US military sent hundreds of camera-equipped balloons throughout the Soviet Union as a part of the Project Genetrix. Now, another American operation, Project Mogul, employed enormous trains of balloons and sensors that were connected in order to track Soviet missile launches. China, after the development of the satellite technology, the use of such balloons decreases, but not entirely in China. Taiwan has previously charged the People's Liberation Army of spying using these balloons. In January of the previous year, a similar sighting was recorded above the Andaman and Nicobar Islands of our own nation. However, there hasn't been any official confirmation or proof proving its connection to the China. It must obviously be in the China. Now, we will see the current uses. Close range monitoring. In the age of the satellites, surveillance balloons, which are typically advanced balloons equipped with high-tech downward pointing imaging gear, offer close range monitoring. Image quality. The lower flying balloons, which hover at about the same height as commercial airlines fly, can typically take clearer images than the lowest orbiting satellites. Then intercepting communication. Surveillance balloons can also be capable of gathering electronic signals and intercepting communications. Other surveillance technique, we will see what are the other surveillance techniques. First is the electronic surveillance. It can be used in intercepting communication signals, tapping phone calls and monitoring emails and other forms of digital communication. Then human intelligence. It is one of the main components used in surveillance by recruiting individuals with access to sensitive information such as embassy staff, military personnel or government officials. Then there is cyber espionage. It is a form of cyber attack that steals classified sensitive data or intellectual property to gain an advantage over a competitive company or government identity. Then satellite imagery. Satellites are sometimes used to gather information about foreign countries. Then there is drone technology. Drones, also known as unmanned aerial vehicles, can be used for surveillance and espionage purposes, drones equipped with cameras, listening devices, and other sensors can fly over foreign territories and gather intelligence. And India also faces the drone problem from a nearby neighbor, Pakistan. Now, effect on US-China relations. The Senior Secretary of State Antony Blinken called off a visit to China. Had the visit happened, it would have been the first by a top US diplomat since 2018. Beijing has dismissed Washington's accusations of surveillance and international airspace violation as an attempt to attack and simmer China. Chinese side has verified it and communicated it to the US side that it was a civilian airship used for research, mainly meteorological purposes. China can say anything. Now, accordingly to a lot of experts, this incident seriously deteriorated ties between the Washington and Beijing. China strongly reacted to the balloon being shot down by a missile, insisting that the flyover was an accident and denouncing America for its obvious overreaction. According to the Chinese Foreign Ministry, the decision to shoot down the balloon has seriously harmed and damaged relation between the two nations. Analysts predict that the US and China may take other punitive actions such as raising tariffs on specific products. Now we will come to our today's Playroom practice question. Consider the following statements. Spy balloons are high altitude surveillance equipment used to acquire intelligence and complete other military objectives. Second, they typically fly at 80,000 to 120,000 feet, much above the cruising altitude of commercial airline. Which of the following statements are correct? I hope you all must know the answer. Try to type it in the comment section given below. Now we will come to our mains practice question. International civil aviation laws provide all countries complete and exclusive sovereignty over the airspace above their territory. What do you understand by the airspace? What are the implications of these laws on the space above this airspace? Discuss the challenges which this poses and suggest ways to contain the threat. So basically we have authority of our own airspace, the airspace which is above a nation. But this treaty does not contain any provision for the outer space, and they also do not define what is outer space for them. So this was all about the today's video. Try to answer it. Have a great day. Stay tuned for the next topic. We'll see you in the next one.